I feel like disability is not something that's often talked about. I want to say thank you to the full team. A disability is a part of who I am. It's not the whole part of my story. My name is Stephanie and I am MNA's Program and Partnership Manager. It's very common for individuals who are using mobility devices to have their wheelchairs or scooters damaged while traveling.
Growing outrage this morning over this video showing a wheelchair crashing onto the tarmac at Miami International after one back handler sends it down the chute and another watches as it smashes and flips over the metal rail, slamming onto the ground.
That's something that I personally have experienced, and part of my wheelchair was missing. If I were to travel somewhere and I got to my destination and my wheelchair is damaged, I literally can't move.
It's disgusting that somebody would be that reckless with someone else's belongings, especially a wheelchair.
The wheelchair that I'm currently sitting in is over $10,000.
Please report to Gate 47.
I am hopeful that in my lifetime, people with disabilities will be able to travel in their chairs on the plane. That is part of what legislation is aiming to accomplish. The employment rate for people with disabilities is significantly low. A big reason for that are assumptions and stereotypes. A lot of times they're screened out before even getting a chance to show what they can do. Companies and corporations assume that reasonable accommodations are very costly. Post-COVID, the remote and hybrid work has really helped to give people with disabilities broader avenues to gain employment. So we are seeing improvements in that area, but even in today's age where we are, it is still legal in some cases to pay people with disabilities below minimum wage based on their disability. Another barrier is marriage equality. A lot of people with disabilities rely on personal care attendants and support from Medicaid. There are situations where a decision to get married takes away Medicaid benefits, which ultimately provides that day-to-day personal care that people with disabilities need. So in a lot of situations, people with disabilities are making the choice between the care that they need and whether or not they can get married. A big part was the Capitol crawl in 1990. 1,000 people gathered together to crawl up our U.S. Capitol steps to kind of demonstrate how inaccessible our U.S. Capitol was and why the Americans with Disabilities Act needed to be passed. Without the Capitol crawl, I don't know if the Americans with Disabilities Act would have been passed at that time. I was actually born in 1990, and so I don't know what it is like to live in a world where the Americans with Disabilities Act doesn't exist. It brings about a lot of pride and at the same time a lot of drive to keep us moving forward.